Hello there, Modzilla. This is Joshua coming at you today. How you doing? So, Mark Furler asks yet another question. And I thought I might bring it to your attention. It's a really good one, and it needs to be known. If Jesus was not around since before creation, and the Holy Spirit not a person in the Godhood, when God said, "Let us make man in our image," who was he talking to? Is it translated poorly? And the answer is no, it is not translated poorly. In fact, it is translated correctly. It is, in fact, translated absolutely correctly. However, our understanding is flawed. And I will tell you why our understanding is flawed. Okay, let's move into it first. Let's go into in depth what is going on in Genesis when he talks about let us make man in our image. We're going to read it, and it starts in Genesis 26. And God said, "Let us make man in our image, and after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and the fowl of the air, over the cattle, and over all the earth, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." So God created man in his own image, and the image of God created he him, male and female. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, "Be fruitful and multiply, and have dominion over the fish in the sea." And God said, "Behold, I have given you every herb, and every bearing seed." So this is the thing. It's funny. In that instance, he says, "Let us make man in our image." But then later on, God continues to talk, or switches and starts talking in the singular again. Why does he do this? He started in the plural, and then he went to the singular. There's a change. It sounds like he's a little bit, what's the term? Like double-minded. But we know God can't be double-minded. God does not change his mind. The problem is that there's a cultural disconnect from what we're talking about. Like in our culture, we are it. I mean, like if I'm talking about me, I'm talking about me. If I'm talking about a group of us, we are we. That still holds true. But the problem is that we don't really use the term we in the way that he's referring to. When God said, "Let us make man in our image," what does that mean? Let us make man in our image. Who is he talking to? Well, God is one God. It says it all throughout the scriptures that God is one. God is singular. "Thou shalt have no other gods before me. I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God." So God can only be one God. He can only be one God. Well, is God the only person up in the heavens? Is God the only spirit that exists? No. Does God have authority and power over other spiritual creatures? Yes. So who is God referring to when he says we? He's referring to all those that he rules over. Let us make man in our image. What does that mean? That means that God makes a man that has the spirit able to be put into him. The spirit is what God says. In our image. Who has the image of spirit? God and his angels. And God said, "Let us make man in our image." Our image. He's speaking to angels. Angels who have spirit. God who has spirit. And now he can place this spirit inside of man. And let us make man in our image. The image of spirit. You have God and his angels and the Satan and Lucifer and the demons. And these are all spiritual creatures. Yet the first creature that is made in the image of God is Adam. Now we are Adam's descendants, and we have a choice. We can choose to become vessels for the spirit that God has given us, if we so choose. And once we become those vessels, then we will be a part of that royal we that God is referring to. There's this we, this all-inclusive we that God is wanting us to understand and know. Lucifer also has a we, and Lucifer can also speak in the we because he rules a group of people. In fact, in Samuel 16, verse 20, Absalom speaks in the we because he's speaking for those people that he rules over. In fact, it's in Absalom and in Ezra 4:16 through 19. These are people that speak for those that they have rulership over. In fact, in court, the people versus blah, blah, blah. When somebody that's in the jury, he speaks for we, the jury, find the defendant, blah, blah, blah. He's speaking not for himself, but for the entirety of the jury. When that we is used, it's used by the ruler of whatever group, and that ruler of that group will then speak for the entirety of the group by using the plural. That is why throughout the scriptures, you see from time, there's a few times where God will speak in the plural, and he is speaking in the plural because he is referencing those that are his and those that he rules over. It does not mean that there is a triune God, because that would contradict everything that God said about idolatry. But no, God, when speaking in the plural, is talking about those that he rules over. Because who better to speak for those he rules over than the person that rules? I hope this blesses you, Mark Furler. You have a great day. You know I love God because I love virtue, justice, and salvation. Click, share, subscribe, leave a comment because I would love to hear your thoughts on anything. Remember, if you leave a comment and I think it's an important question, I will totally make a video about it. Make the strong choice, man, and avoid all regrets. Anything that cause you to regret. You have a great day. Yeah, Saturday, 10 o'clock, Pacific Standard Time, live stream. Be there, be square. Bye.